What's up, builders? So today we're going to be interviewing Godudebrix. It's going to be a fun stream, and we're going to hear a story. So let me get the. Give me 1 second. Yep. So we got our questions here, and we'll just wait for him to join in. What's up, Philly? How's it going? We're gonna be waiting for Godude to come in, and yeah, we're gonna interview him, hear his story, all that. What's good? Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be what's up, Mr. Knight? What's up, Flesh Wounds? We're gonna be just waiting for Godu to come in. He's got his own little stream going on right now. So if you want to go check that out, you'll get a free giveaway from him. Do that while he comes in. Then he'll raid in here, and we'll get it all kick started. So Kill and Beast, welcome in. I'm gonna turn on some music while I wait because sitting in silence is boring. Let's see. Oh yeah, Philly, it's gonna be good. Let's see. It's gonna be a good stream. We're gonna have a it's gonna be a lot of fun. Guaranteed human. There we go. Well, it's gonna be a second, but we'll we'll just be waiting here. So I just turn a little music while. And if anyone wants to see some of my other, like if you end up missing my interview with Box of Bricks or with Andrew Indiana, if you want to watch the whole interview, it'll be on YouTube on my channel JB Builds 15. It will be on there sometime this week. That's what we're planning on. So, and this interview will be on there. And then to the people that are going to be watching this from YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. Hi YouTube, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Philly Pig says hi. Make sure to check him out on Whatnot. Everyone's gonna be watching this on YouTube. So yeah. Oh man, I've got to go through this whole. Yeah, oh yeah. You're definitely famous now. Oh yeah. Oh, welcome in, go dude. Let's see, let me try to get you to. Let me make you. Let's see, invite to co-host, and I'm gonna start this giveaway. What's up?
What is up? Good evening, everyone. Let's go.
Good evening.
I am all eyes, ears. Let me try to adjust this camera to make it. There we go. That's a little better. That's a little better.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is gonna be fun. Thank you again for doing this.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Oh yeah, yeah, here. Definitely. Oh yeah.
You're welcome, Matt. I'm glad it went to you. I did put on pants. So the joke is I work from home. My day job, I work from home. So the joke in the house is he wearing pants or not? Is the question. So.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I guess we'll just jump right in on the questions. Sure. But what's your favorite thing about the Lego community? Here,
I think it's the sense of community, right? So there's people in chat that I've known for 5 years, right? I met in person, like RMC. I love him. I've met him in person. I've known him my entire time on platform. And you just build this sense of positivity, community, and that we're not, yes, we are all competing against each other in some sense, but at the end of the day, we're going to take care of our people, right? Our other sellers. Hey, I send people to others all the time. Bob back! And be like, hey, I don't have it, or I can't do that task, but I know who can. And I'm going to send you there. And to me, it's the community. that really, really is the best part of what we do.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I've only been on here for less than a year, and I already see how big the community is here.
Yeah,
So
and
that's
it's
what
growing.
is really special.
Yeah, it's something special, and I watched it kind of grow up over the years. I've been buying on the platform for about 5 years, and we've been selling for three
Oh
and a
wow.
half. So I remember it like when like Lego Fairy Godmother said when Whatnot was about this big and you could go to bed and there wasn't a show on, right?
Hmm.
Or Robert Maynard was running and you're like, okay, you're gonna have free shipping in the morning, and that was the only show on. Or Lord Business was on Saturday and that was it. Now it's a lot busier. So
Oh yeah. Yeah. What made you decide to start selling on Whatnot?
oh, so I think it's the same as everybody is you buy too much and then you're like, well, I got to get rid of it. So I've been buying all these amazing stuff, building that community with them. So exactly, Papa, because Robert was always on. And I really think it came down to the community welcoming me again back to the community of some amazing sellers like Lord Business and Little Fairy Godmother that's in the chat and such that were like, why don't you try it? So we did, and that was 3.5 years ago this month.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I started about less than a year ago. Me and a friend, and we decided let's just try to get some money. Let's see what we can
Yeah,
do. And
yeah,
then it went horrible. Really, we lost a whole lot of money, but it was still a whole lot of fun. And
yeah.
now since I've moved away from where we were both in the same city, and now I moved, and so I've just been continuing it from when we both started. But yeah. Did you ever think that reselling, Lego would be, as big as it is for you?
When it first started in the house, it really became a way for me to pay for my buying habits, aka I'm a city builder. So behind that rack of Lego that you see behind me is my city on the other side of the basement. So
Oh
it
wow.
really started as that, and then really as a family, because my wife is part of the business, my daughter is involved. um, that it really became a way to spend time together, and then it just kind of grew from there. I never thought it was going to turn into almost a full-time job. In fact, some nights I'm down here working until 11 to 12. It just depends.
Hmm.
My wife's yelling at me to come upstairs, but I never thought it was going to get this big. No, but I'm ecstatic at it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, there's a whole lot. So you're definitely one of the big sellers here, and so
I
just doing
appreciate
all
that.
that. But yeah. What is one of your very first Whatnot? What was your very first Whatnot stream like?
Oh, my Amy, Lego Fairy Godmother in the chat, was there, so she knows it was completely different. Like I had energy, but not the energy that you guys see today. I wasn't running face cam. I was trying to. Yeah, she remembers. At that point, I was just trying to learn the systems. Right? How does this all function? And if you've ever been in one of my streams, you'll hear my snarky wife, love her to death, the back office behind me. Back in those days, she would not say a word. She would just click the buttons, and it was very much Popek remembers too. It was very much all right. Let's sell some stuff. Let's talk. Let's have a good time. But it wasn't anywhere near like what we are today. It was very basic, I would say. Like we were just like, okay, let's just see if this will work, and it kind of went from there. And we built this camaraderie and snarky back and forth. Jumper in the house.
Number
Look at
Brit,
that. Yeah, exactly.
congratulations on
Nobody
that
thought she
win.
was we didn't half the people didn't think that my wife was real, and then she started talking, and all bets were off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I feel like with a lot of people that I've already interviewed in the past, I feel like it's a lot of the same story. It's a lot that a lot of people end up losing money at the beginning, but just
yeah,
find the fun in doing it, and so just keep going. And at some point,
it's
you gotta get even at some point. But
yeah, and that's one thing that I can touch on is one thing that I've always tried to do is never, and I think it's something that Robert Maynard back in the day set in my head. Never let something go for less than you can afford to, and that was one of the things that stuck with me. So if it didn't sell, it didn't sell. It wasn't the end of the world. It
Mhm.
wasn't I needed to sell it. It was more like if you don't want it today, someone's going to want it tomorrow. And that's kind of how the first show went. So we sold some stuff, and probably 40% of what we had. But we also made sure we had like 80 items pre-listed, and that's all we had, because we wanted to make sure that we could get our shipping down. We could get our stuff to the post office. We knew what we were doing without risking, especially when you're a young seller on the platform. those first reviews mean the world, right? You want to make sure that you take care of that. Otherwise, you end up with a 4.9 or 4.8 really quick, and it's hard
Um,
to get out of.
oh yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, see, I mean, I honestly, I think I've only had like one bad review over the past. I've only done a few streams. I haven't done
Yeah,
consistent streams, but it was only because I like forgot to put in, accessories on the figure that I forgot that I was gonna put in. So that was
like
like,
you, Mick.
yeah. But then like everything else is fine. So like I've still got like a 5.0, but I mean it's still it's still good. I just there are things that everything you do you gotta work better on, even if it's something that you're good at. You can always get better. So
Exactly. And I can tell you that over the years, we've changed our shipping, we've changed our system and how we put things away, how we pack things about 6 or 8 times. So we're forever changing and looking. How do we make it more efficient? How do we make it more safe? How do I keep, I'm horrible. Um, I look at numbers. So I'm like, how do I keep that less than 1 day shipping? Like, what can I do to make this easier? How can I run a stream and not be up till midnight packing, you know, to get it out the next day?
uh, oh yeah, yeah. Let's see. Let's go to the next one. What's one of the craziest things that's ever happened in one of your
Okay,
streams?
so I probably have to say it was the Bikini Gate stream. So I was part of a Castle Raid train a couple years ago, Magic and Fairies jumper. Um, no, seriously, I just got a great team around me. So a couple years ago, I did a Castle Raid train, and it was a summer
Mhm.
one, and somebody had made a comment in the Raid train chat, and I took it as a challenge. So I may or may not have run the entire stream wearing a bikini, a big hat, and a feather like a lei that lit up for the entire stream and sold. Apparently that sells, and that's probably the craziest thing that's ever happened on one of my streams was my own doing.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, the only
Just to play
the
with it.
yeah like, the only craziest thing that's ever happened has been something that I've sold. That's like a Comic Con set.
Oh,
That, that's about it. So I got it
awesome!
at a convention. I got it at a convention for like a good deal too. And man, I went to Atlanta BrickCon, and I'm still a little bit. Oh, thank you, Black Office. Thank you for that.
That's
Those
my
really,
wife. She's upstairs. She's upstairs supporting.
Oh well, thank you very much. But yeah, I mean, I'm still frustrated about the convention because I only a few people will know what I'm probably going to be talking about. But there's like a Lucasfilm exclusive. It was like a Yoda fountain set or whatever, and I know someone at Atlanta BrickCon was selling it for like a good deal, but I didn't buy it, and I'm now frustrated because I don't remember who was selling it, and I have no
Mm-hmm.
contact with them, and so now I can't get it if
And
they
that's in the
didn't
back of
if
your
they haven't
head.
sold it yet.
Yeah, and you'll be
So
thinking about it forever. If you're anything like me, it won't leave your head.
oh yeah, yeah. But I was glad I got two of the Camino battle packs, which are like for 60. I got them for $25 each.
Oh, that's a really
So
good
like
deal.
he had like really good deals, and so I bought
Yeah.
two of those, and so that was very good. And then I went to Brick World, and there was not really any good deals over there. So
No, no. The yard sale had some good stuff, and we picked up some stuff at the yard sale. But generally, if it wasn't the black market sale outside, there really wasn't any good deals on the floor. And I will tell everybody that goes to Brick World that go to the yard sale and haggle. Don't buy on the floor because the prices are going to be elevated. It's just nature
oh
of the
yeah,
beast.
yeah, yeah. I ended up just buying some custom stuff while I was there, just some
Yeah.
cheap
No,
stuff.
that's the
But
rabbit hole for me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people don't like custom stuff, but I do a little, I dabble in some like stop motion stuff, and so I get
Yes.
custom because I can't use I don't like using some of the figures, and so I buy like the good. When I buy customs, I buy customs for figures that haven't been made by Lego before. So
Yes.
I've got a custom of Sev Clone Commando that I use. So like I have that because I don't use, and so since Lego hasn't made it, so
Yeah.
that's like my only
Love that.
thing with that.
Yeah, I love
The
that.
oh yeah, yeah. Let's see. What's the rarest thing that you've ever sold?
Oof. Probably some of because they're getting rarer and rarer. And some of the animals that we've gotten in, we've sold several. They're getting more and more rare. But some of the like the spotted goats, we've had some of the Dino Attack dinos. I want to probably say it's probably more in the animal range. I haven't. I've had a few Dooku's, but I've never had a Cloud City or anything like that. Um, but I would say probably more on the animal side that I really got lucky in several times in finding some of the rarer animals for really good prices. Um, you know,
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, the rarest thing that I've ever sold was that Comic Con set that I was talking about earlier,
pretty
and I
awesome,
only
right?
and
Good deal.
I paid like 120 for it, and I made $50 on it. So
It's
it
profit.
was the other person that bought it, which I know him. He got a good deal on it, so that
Yeah.
was very good. But he bought a bunch of other stuff too, so it was like he was really wanting it, and so I got it for him. But that was a good stream when I sold that because I had a lot of fun doing that. But
Bad.
um, yeah, have you ever underpriced something huge?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, early in my time, I think it was this Scooby Doo figure that I like. It was supposed to be in there at like 25 or 30 or maybe even 50, and I put it in for five. Because I,
Mhm.
again, learning the systems and whatnot. We were starting to list everything back then. It was just buy it now. The marketplace was just starting to kind of get going, and I
Oh,
posted
yeah.
something. It was like, oh, look, it sold, and then I was like, oh, oops. And all you can do at that point is you eat it,
Mm.
right? You take care of your customer, and you ship it, and you like, okay, we won't do that again. But that's just how I am. I make sure I take care of my customer, and they bought it. It was my mistake, so they're getting their item. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I've definitely hit the wrong button before.
Oh yeah, yeah. Same. Yeah, I've underpriced. I feel like almost just about everything. I feel like everything I've usually I've got some. I've made a lot on some things, but I have underpriced a good bit on some things there. But
It's
let's
gotten better.
see. Okay, what advice would you give to someone that would be starting selling today?
So that is my favorite question on the entire thing, and it will be: never sell something for less than you can afford to, and if it doesn't sell
Mhm.
today, then it's tomorrow's inventory. As well as
Okay.
always be yourself. Always, always, always be yourself. Every single person, regardless if you do the same thing, right? Because we all sling Lego, right? We're all trying to sell the same figs, the same sets. But what I've learned over the years is becoming you, and that itself is so much more than the act of the actual selling, right? People connect with you and the community and your vibes well deeper than the product that you have, right? And at the same point, never undercut yourself, right? And like, case in point, if I get a Lloyd DX at $3, I'm not going to charge you 1,000 for it, right? There's money
Yeah.
to be made, but I've got margin to give a good deal, and that to me,
Mhm.
while I got to make money, has always been a cornerstone is never let something go for less than you can afford to, and whatever you don't sell today is tomorrow's inventory.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, really to well, this stream is gonna be, I guess, in like a week or so. It's gonna be on
Oh,
YouTube. So the people on YouTube are gonna see this, and so they're gonna try to take. Hopefully, they'll take that advice that you've given.
I hope so.
And oh
It's
yeah,
hard. It's hard because now, especially, we see all the dollar start shows and the success, right?
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, there's a difference between established and just coming up, and you got to really, really be careful. And it's easy to lose a bunch and then see people not continue because, well, I'm not making any money. I'm trying to follow all the rules. Well, I learned that sometimes it's all about blazing your own path, right?
Mhm.
You blaze your own
Oh yeah,
path, become the entity or whatever you're trying to be of yourself, and just be yourself, and the rest kind of takes care of itself.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. My advice for anyone that's wanting to start selling is before you even start selling, I would say you want to make. I would try to make at least some friends on Whatnot. Like try to at least get to know people because that can
Yes.
help. And then you start selling good. But then also if you're a little bit down the road and you're doing dollar starts or you're losing money, I would do some pre-listing, but then some dollar. I would do like 50-50. So
Yeah.
then you could make that because a lot of people don't. A lot of people stick to one thing. But if you go 50, 50, that can really help. Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, definitely being
Yeah.
part of the community and all that.
Yeah, and I think that's what helped us. Like I said, we've been on here for 5 years, but I've been selling for 3.5. So I was well established modding for several people by the
Mhm.
time that I was ready to sell. So it was kind of an easy switch of I had a group of friends, I had a group of community, and people knew who I was from that. That it helped. So I could say the same thing of be part of the community, spread the joy, like go to different streams, find new places, because then you're going to find new people. And I still do that today. You'll find me in rooms, that I never thought I would normally go in, but I do because I want to meet new people and I want to experience new sellers and build that community.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, I mean, I was on whatnot probably a year before I even started selling, and I
Mm-hmm.
just decided, I'd buy stuff from people, get to know people, and you know, I mean, like a year ago when I first came on whatnot, I never would have thought I'd be doing these interviews at all. No, I
Yeah,
mean, I never thought I'd be doing these interviews 3 months ago, but
I
I
love it.
decided just, what's the worst people can say? No, let me just ask
Yeah,
around, and so I asked around, I did my first interview was with Mile High, which was a great
I love
interview,
Mama.
and then I did Nick,
He's
and
a good
then
dude.
then I did Nick the Brick Guy, and then I did Box of Bricks, then I did Andrew, and now I'm doing you. So like it's just
They're all great people.
continue going. Maybe one day we'll get to M&R Productions if he's ever free. I've
Who
asked him
knows?
like 7 times.
He's a good dude, but he's
Yeah,
also
I've
extremely
asked
busy.
him before. What were you saying?
I say he's a great dude, but I also know that with that level of business, he is a busy man.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I've asked him before, and it like one time he told me just message me on Instagram, and then I told him,
Mhm.
hey, I'll message you on Instagram, and he said, okay, but I'm pretty busy. And I was like, well, you just told me to message you, like you're gonna expect, or like you're like excited about it. And now you're like, okay, well, I'm busy, so like, but I
It's
mean, you
hard.
see all that he's doing a whole lot all over the place, and so
Oh
with
yeah, he's
with
all over the.
I mean, yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of people that look up to, like with all those fans that he has. I bet he feels pressure a lot because a lot of people want
Oh
him to
yeah,
post a video of this, and then a lot of people want him to do this, and so it's like he's got to have time for everything. So I mean, there's
and
all
it's
that.
hard. Yeah, and it's hard. Like that's one of the things that I started doing the last couple of years is posting videos, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, things like that. And it is right. It's back of your head. Like I got to put out a video today. I got to do this. I got to do that. And for some people, if
Mhm.
you're not ahead 3 or 4 days, I'm sure he probably is. Like some of the other YouTubers, that if you're not, you got that in the back of your head of, oh, I got to do something today. Let me think of something real quick and go shoot a video.
Oh
It's
yeah,
hard.
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, honestly, before I even started doing the interviews, I was almost about to just stop selling, stop doing, only buying on one. I was about to just stop selling for a little bit because I was doing YouTube and doing whatnot, and I was just like burning the candle at both ends, trying to get both of it. And so I was like, okay, I got to make a feasible plan. And so I was like, I'm gonna give myself until June, and I'm gonna see if I can make a good amount of money on whatnot and still make good videos. And if I can't do both, then I'm gonna quit. And
Yep.
when it hit June, I had a huge stream, made a whole lot of money. I did the interview with Malhi and Nick the Brick Guy. Done all this stuff. It was all great, and I was like, okay. And I made all these videos, and I was like, okay, I know what I need to do now. I think I can figure this out. And so
It all takes
going
time.
from oh yeah, yeah, it all takes time and all that. But this is a question that I feel like a lot of people always say the same answer. But what's harder, gaining inventory or building an audience?
That can change month to month and week to week, right? It really depends on time of year, and lots of other factors. I will say, if you start with some of the things I said earlier around like starting out being yourself and just grinding, right? I mean, unfortunately, it's the name of the game. I would probably say inventory is probably harder at times because especially in the early days, you're looking at loss. Oh, this is good that it comes in and it's cracked, or it's this, or it's that. And when you're smaller and you haven't stacked, that can get really dangerous really quick if you are,
I know.
as like with us, we used to run every single Wednesday. We cut back for work reasons, but now we're ramping back up to Wednesday, Saturday, every other Wednesday, every other Saturday. I'm trying to get another one in there. So if you're not getting ahead of inventory, and that can really be a problem.
Oh
So I
yeah,
would lean towards that because you can always be yourself, and inventory is getting much tougher to source.
oh
Um,
yeah,
I would, if you're always being yourself, you're in other streams. I think building that audience, people that want to come hang out with you, is easy. And also, the audience has partial to the inventory too, right? You're going to draw better if you've got good things. And one thing that's always been important to us is pre-list, right? So we pre-list everything that goes into our show in my buy now and in my auction. Like we run tomorrow night, I've got 100 auctions listed with 100 items that I'm going to have. Now I have more than that. If someone asks, "Hey, do you have this?" Yes, I do. Let me pull it in real quick. We'll run it for you. I have no problem doing that. But for me, it gives them a chance to see what's coming.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then to oil slick, what you were saying, I think I have talked to Jenny. I think I
Oh,
may have
Jinder was
talked to
great.
him once. I need to see. Yeah, I need to see if he's responded. I might have sent him a message, but I'm not sure if I have or if I haven't. I've sent messages to some people, and I don't know.
Yeah, we hung
Yeah.
out with him a bit at Brick World. He's a great dude. He would love. He loves his community. He'd love to do it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll probably message him after this, honestly. But
Yeah, I would. Just to remind him, he's busy. He gets, he's like I saw. We're all kind of running with chickens with our heads cut off.
yeah, yeah. Let's see. What theme do you think is underrated right now?
Ooh, underrated right now. I kind of want to say Dreams because I don't think it got the love that it really needed. But one of my big passions is Castle, and the part usage and the part molds that we got in that, people were sleeping on it. Like it's got some great prints, great molds, and just
Oh
some
yeah.
really great mockability that I just don't think it got the love it needed.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, I don't, especially since it was like a small Netflix thing. I was gonna honestly, I was gonna say Dreams was probably that, just because I mean, like you said, it's got some good prints, it's got some good stuff in there. I just feel
Yeah,
like it was like it just didn't reach the audience like it should have. Like if they had done it a little bit better, promoted it a little bit better, maybe it would have been, the next Ninjago or whatever they people would call
yeah.
it. But
And I would have said the same thing about Ninjago. Like, had they done the same quality as Ninjago in the actual films, right, in the actual video content, it would be so much better. And I think that's where Lego has failed a few times, is either in that or even in the app based stuff. So going back to Hidden Side and even video,
Mhm.
where those are
Oh
some
yeah.
great themes with the $150 dragon. Um, they're great themes, great figs, but the execution just wasn't there. And
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
they
hoping.
didn't put enough into marketing for some of
Yeah,
those, smaller things.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Really, that's what it came down to.
yeah. I mean, some things come back. You see Lord of the Rings coming back. With all their, bigger stuff, and
Yeah,
then you
it's
got
great too.
let's see, what was one? Ninjago came back for a good bit, and I think it's a little dying down a little bit more, but it came back. It like went back up.
It went
Star Wars is
wild.
becoming a thing because it's like it's either gonna go up or it's gonna go down.
Yeah.
So, but let's see. What's the most overrated minifigure in your opinion?
I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this from the Star Wars people, but I'm gonna say Cloud City Boba.
Mm.
$1,500 for some arm print.
Yeah, I mean,
Mm.
a lot of people have said. I've heard. Let's see, I forgot. Maybe in Andrew, Indiana. I feel like he might have said the same thing, or maybe it was Bugs. Someone said the same thing, but it was yeah, yeah. That I do think it's a little bit of. I mean, I do think it's a rare figure. I do think it's people want it just because I feel like it's been promoted as super
It's a
rare and all that
it's a
now.
status now. Yeah, it's become kind of that status. Oh, I've got a Cloud City or whatever. Yeah, it's for design for me. It's overrated.
Oh yeah. I mean, look, you can take it from both sides. Some people that like all the vintage stuff, they're like, "Oh, it's amazing." But then you look at some of like the newer stuff, like you got the newer Boba Fett minifigure that's coming in, the new
Yeah,
Boba Fett set that's coming out. That one, I believe that I'm not sure if I'm right on this one, but I feel like that one might have arm printing on it, and it's got the
I think
little
it does.
cloth piece,
Yeah, the
and it's got
top.
all the printing on it, and it's all good, but and it's got like the good helmet mold too, and it's like all that. And you look at the Cloud City one, and it's like, well, that one doesn't really have their correct head mold, and it's really only got arm
Right.
printing and stuff like that. So
It's
I
hard
mean,
with
some
the
people can
older
say,
stuff.
oh yeah, yeah. Let's see. If you could bring back one retired set tomorrow, what would it be?
Metal Beard Sea Cow. I've been hunting that
That is a
stupid
very good set.
brittle brown. I'm still mad at myself for not buying it when I first saw it at Brick World. I walked by it 3 times and let someone else buy it. But it would probably be Metal Beard Sea Cow. Unfortunately, it's part of the Brittle Brown Club, so finding one in good condition is hard just because you look at it funny and the brown will disintegrate.
Mhm.
But I think it would be Metal Beard Sea Cow. I'm a huge like pirate ship fan. I may or may not have
Oh yeah,
some
yeah, yeah,
trivia
yeah.
here.
Yeah, yeah. I remember first time seeing the Lego movie, and
Yeah.
then I saw that set was out, and I was very excited about that. And then let's see, one set that I think is that I'd probably bring back would probably be the whatever Cloud. It's not the vintage Cloud City, but it's like the Master Builder set Cloud City or whatever that one
I know
was.
what
That
you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, that one I felt like that one was pretty good in my opinion. I always liked that one. That one or
That
the
one
Ewok Village.
Ewok Village, yeah, that's on the Grail list. My wife's a huge Ewok fan, and
Oh
that's
yeah.
one set. Again, it's Brittle Brown, so trying to find one is needle in a haystack. But it is one that we are still hunting for at a decent price because it's such just an iconic Star Wars set from the period of time where they just didn't do any wrong. I mean, they just did great.
Oh yeah.
So I
Yeah.
remember when Star Wars first
They're
came out
coming out
in
with a
'99.
new one. They're
I
coming out with
know
a new one, but I don't know if it's gonna be good because you know how Lego Star Wars is, so it may not they may cheap us out on some stuff.
they've had a habit of doing that lately. Although that new Zeb looks really good.
Oh yeah. But let's see, what's the most painful Lego purchase that you've ever made?
Oh, probably it was probably a personal purchase, and it was my cafe corner. So
Mhm.
as a city builder, the Holy Grail is probably the very first module ever created in 2007. They dropped Cafe Corner. It is like $1,000 set, right? Um,
Mhm.
and it was 2 years ago, 2024. I was driving back from Brick World in the car on Whatnot, and I bought it. And it
Mhm.
was, back then it was like 800-900 bucks, and it was probably. And I looked at it like I never thought I'd buy a personal set for this amount of money. One, let alone one set. So
Mhm.
that was probably the most personal, painful purchase. Was that? And then I've had a few, bad lots that have come in, like they come in glued, or you can't tell in a photo online or whatever. But most painful, just because I never thought I'd spend that much on one set.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Leia Lord. Yeah, make sure to make sure to like and subscribe on some of these some of my videos. But
Yes, I
oh
follow him.
yeah, but oh yeah, the I don't know. I really haven't had. I usually when I try to buy stuff, I try to find good deals. Which I almost had an amazing deal. I was driving home. I was going home from Brick World, and I was on. It was some it was like some like kids stream or whatever, and he had
Hmm.
a gingerbread Vader, and I was the
Oh,
only one in stream, and he said he'd sell it to me for $5, and
yeah.
I bid on it, but he put it for sudden death. I don't know
Uh-huh.
why, but then last second, I didn't put any like longer bill because I was like the only one in stream, so I didn't think anyone else was
Yeah,
gonna come in. Someone came in, bid it. I couldn't bid anymore, and I lost it. They got it for 6, and I could have gotten
oh,
it for 5. And
I love
I'm
sudden
still
death.
mad about that because I can't ever find anything like that.
No, and that's a good deal these days. I've got a sealed one upstairs that I'll build at some point that we spent months looking for, just
Oh
because I
yeah.
wanted it for the Winter Village.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, it was. I think Lego finally has it back in stock. I think I've checked. I think they
They
have it
do.
back in stock, but
They do.
it is. But that was like out of stock for so long. It was. It was wild.
I agree,
But
Hammy. There's times I've overpaid for things just because I need it. Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah. What's been your biggest success so far?
Biggest success. I will have to say it was probably something we started last Christmas time. We're going to do it again this year. We started a thing called the 12 Days of Giftmas. And what it is I do 12 streams in 12 days. And actually, I think I ended up doing like 17 because I also ran a few like selling shows. But what we do is we start at the very beginning on day one, and we gave away, I think we gave away a big fig and we gave away something else. And we just do like 10, 15-minute streams, and we give away something every day to the community because I'm a huge community person. Anyone that's been close to me understands and knows that the community means more to me than anything. Like, yeah, I have to make money, So we try to get a little bigger every day. So and by the end of it, I think we ended up giving away a Game Boy, a Piranha Plant, a $50 gift card, amongst everything else that we had given away. And to me, it was just a way to connect with the community. And I never thought how big it was going to get. And then I was able to like give giant raids to people. Like I rated Rubricket, one of the custom people, like 80 people. One night I rated Brick Love with 200. And it was just a way for me to say thank you for everything that, the people who come in my streams and chat, the people that come in and buy, and just are part of our group. And even in other streams, like thank you for everything that you've done for us. Like I always say, I didn't build any of this. The community built everything around us to be able to do the great things that we do. So this is my way of saying thank you. I think that was probably to date our biggest success.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, you've been here for what 5 years now, so
Yeah,
yeah,
long time.
that's wild. Just being for 5 years. I mean, like I said, I've only been here for 1 year, and I've already seen how big everything is, how big the community is, how big
Yeah.
everything. I mean, because a lot of people think, oh, it's Legos. It's got to be these small nerdy, weird people or whatever. That's what a lot of people think. But I mean, that's not true. I mean, yeah, we're all nerds and
Yeah.
all that. But
Yeah.
we're
But
we're the cool nerds. We're the cool nerds.
yeah.
We're not the ones you see on television or all that stuff. So
No, I will
I
agree
mean,
with that.
yeah, and so that's what really makes it. That's what really makes it cool. But yeah, yeah, Lego has become way more mainstream.
It really,
Nerdy
really has.
weirdos unite.
And what I find wild is that I've been buying from some of the same people, on Whatnot for 5 years. And I've had people like Popek, for example. Popek was my 1,000th sale. I still remember it. He wanted to make sure that he was my very, very last sale to get me over to Instant Pay, and that was like 18,000 some odd ago now. But you know, I've had people buying from me, being part of this community since day one, and it's just wild to
Mhm.
kind of look back at what we've done and where kind of where we're going to as we grow, but like where we've been and the amazing people that we've had the chance to cross paths with.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Well, I'm about out of questions, but if anyone else in the chat has any questions they want to
Yeah,
ask
throw
for
them up.
either me or Godu, yeah, y'all ask. Y'all
I'm
ask
an
whatever
open
you want to
book.
do. We'll try to answer. Or if Godu, if you have any questions or anything.
No, I'm trying to think. You know, where do you think the Lego community is within the next couple of years? The way. Oh, the late. Oh, just wants to hear about latest endeavors. Okay. Um, it shows exactly. Kind of shows you how far. So we've been in kind of a growth year. So yes, I have to make money, but a lot of that money goes right back into the business. So, we don't just sell figs and sets, right? We also 3D print. We also now UV print. So I'm been printing. My printer got here a week or two ago, dialing everything in, getting ready. I've got a couple commissions lined up. I'm working on some figs. So really, the business has become almost three-legged. Where I've got my daughter is really heavily doing the 3D printing, and then I'm focused on the UV and the designing. I'm starting to do minifigure accessories, walls, billboards. We've got a bunch of stuff coming for Halloween. I got 5 or 6 different fig ideas in my head that I'm going to get ready to drop soon. Working with some designers. So really, the business has grown. So when she's talking about latest endeavors, it really is around the UV and the 3D legs of the business as we continue to grow.
Hammy, that was asking if there's one set that you'd love to see that Lego to put out that doesn't exist. What would it be? Oh man, I don't even know. That's a hard question to ask.
Hard. Yeah. Hmm.
Honestly, I would want something from. Honestly, I'd want more Bad Batch sets in my opinion. I'd want something at least from season 3. Like
Yeah.
if we had a where they had the scene with Ventress or whatever. If you had the ship build that she had from the Bad Batch,
Oh, that
and
would
then
be
you had
bad.
her, and you had you had like Omega, a different I guess a different version, and a couple of the Bad Batch, and that's the scene you had. I thought that would be a really cool set.
I'm going to be very simple at this and just say Deadpool chimichanga truck. End of story.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
I have a big Deadpool addiction, so.
Matt Nolan. What feature would you like to whatnot to have?
Woo!
I don't even know. Honestly,
I mean,
I haven't been here that long, so I haven't seen. I've seen whatnot, update over the past year, I guess, but I haven't seen it, grow as much, so I can't really answer that. I don't have a good.
so
I want to have a good answer on that question.
we have a ton of features that we didn't have, 3, 4, or 5 years ago, which is fantastic. Flash sales coming has been amazing. Now, give me the ability. Yeah, exactly. My wife multi flash sales at one time. What happened? I was just talking to Brickaholic about this in one of his past streams. Of you want to put things on sale for people, but you have to do it one by one by one by one. It would be nice to say, okay, this entire page has been here 6 months. I need it gone. Let's flash sale at 40%, right, and give a deal. But you have to do it one by one by one by one. And sometimes in shorter raid trains, you don't have enough time to even get the things on sale you want to. And then yes, bring back gifting because I miss giving random gifts to chat. That used to be so much fun.
I have no idea what gifting is. I was not there at that point in time, so I have
Oh,
no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, you missed it. So gifting used to be a feature that was in the Buy It Now that you could literally either randomly gift it to chat and it would just run a giveaway essentially. So I would buy, say, a shark and say, I'm giving this to chat. And it would just
Mhm.
randomly pick someone in chat to give it to. I paid the
Oh
shipping,
wow.
they got a free item. Or you could go in and say, I want to give hand me down this CMF hamster, and you buy it, and
Mhm.
you could pick who it went to, and they didn't even have to be online. You could just randomly send it to them, and the seller would pack it up and send it off.
Oh wow.
It was
Yeah, that's
fantastic.
man. I wish I was there during that time. That would have been cool.
Yeah, we had a random gift battle in one of my streams once where I had like 12 sets of like sharks and they went nuts and bought them all for each other, and I think I ended up packing like 12 packages that day that were just random gifts to people, which was
Oh
fine. I mean,
wow.
that was the beauty of it.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Do you foresee issues with new whatnot shipping? I don't know.
Yeah.
I saw the email about that, and I don't know. I don't know what my take is on that.
So for me, I've always kept in certain size boxes for certain different orders, right? So I've been really good over the years of saying, okay, 4x4, 2x2x2, or 4x4x4, and then um, some other ones. I think losing the priority boxes is good and bad because the rate at which people pay is going to be good for us sellers because I think sets will sell better when they're paying less in shipping. What hurts is if you're not staying on top of your weighing of everything, that becomes the problem, right? That's when it becomes a
Uh,
problem. If you're not like I keep everything pre-listed in my bin, all my sets and everything that are out, that are retired and ready for sale, and we weigh them, and often I'll put them in a box and then weigh them, so I'm accounting for that. So I think it's going to be a little bit of yes and no. I think there's going to be some benefits to the buyers, but I think there's going to be some heartburn to some of the sellers that aren't, maybe measuring their boxes when it goes out to make sure it's right. And you can change your labels before you print them, free of charge. A lot of people don't know that.
yeah, I don't even, I've got these, somewhat. Well, I've got some boxes, but I don't even measure them. So now I've got to do some of that stuff. I usually use packing envelopes and kind of like that kind of stuff because that's what I end up using just because it's easy to get and that. But I usually only use, and I have the big boxes, but I really only use those if I'm selling a bunch of different like figures. But if I'm selling like big stuff, I gotta go to my garage and get, like I sold like two built sets that I had to wrap in bubble wrap, and so I had a box from M&R Productions, a big box, and I just like put it in
Oh,
there, taped it up, still had the the M&R tape all over it, and just like stuck a new
I've
shipping
got one
label
of
on
those
it and
here. Yeah,
brought it
I
out.
just got one of those boxes in from another seller with M&R's tape on it. Actually, it's funny you mention that. I think that's the thriftiest way that you can be, though. Like we've been really good knowing that 2x2, figs. We know okay, 7 will fit in this box with our packing. Anything above that's that. But what has gotten a little bit more difficult as we start getting into UV stuff and all that. Um, in 3D is making sure, and now that we're losing priority, is going back to the drawing board and saying what is a common box size to order, and then finding it on Amazon or wherever for cheapest. And when we went to boxes years ago, we found that there was maybe a half a cent difference between a bubble mailer and a box, with the
Mhm.
rate that we were buying them. So we ended up doing that. And I've been using the same box, same two sets of boxes for most of our orders. But now with priority
Oh
going
wow.
away, I've got to buy some more different sizes. But yeah, we've been using the same two sizes for 3.5 years.
Oh wow. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, like I said, I just had a whole bunch of, I just ran. I'm almost out of all my shipping stuff. Like I said, I haven't been
Yeah.
doing as many streams as I'd want to, but
Mm-hmm.
I had to find a way to, spread it. I almost had a consistent stream. I was gonna have a consistent. I did one Star Wars stream, and then I was gonna wait a week and do a Marvel stream, which it
Yeah,
was somewhat good. Wasn't great, but it kind of messed up because I bought some figures from M Clips, and I don't want to dog on him, but he shipped it like 2 weeks later, and it kind of messed up where I was gonna have my schedule, and so that
yeah,
kind of
inventory.
messed up because it was like one of the figs was cracked or whatever, and so he replaced it, but then shipped it out a little bit later, and so
It takes
I
time.
now had to move it down, and so I didn't have the consistent stream that I was hoping for.
Yeah, and that's hard. It goes back to inventory, right? And making sure that I remember in the early days we would like, okay, we can't run too many streams because we're going to run out. We need to go get more, and then it becomes a fun game of, do I have enough to run this show, right? And it's hard, and it's hard to stay on platform and create a schedule for yourself. Sometimes with inventory.
Oh yeah, yeah. Matt, no man. Honestly, envelopes, I'm a little bit off on that just because I just got a package that was in an envelope and it was open in the back and there was like
That's
stuff
been
that had fallen
happening
out.
a lot.
So that was kind of, I was gonna say bubble mailers. I would say they're good, but it depends on what size. If you're selling like pre-built sets or even bigger sets, I really wouldn't use bubble mailers because you don't know what could happen. So I'd use, but now it is a cheaper, it is a cheaper thing, but it is there's more opportunities for stuff to be broken and stuff.
Yeah, and to Demon King's point, boxes, are only as good as the box, right? I mean, I've had only as good as the USPS on a given day. Because I've gotten some boxes in, and all that saved it was the sellers, bubble wrap and all of that, because the box is just total. And it happens. That's the unfortunate thing of shipping today is you never know. Um, I like boxes for me. I don't, if I'm shipping, say, a giveaway tile like these, right, for example, we do run some of those at um, label, right, or the envelope
Mhm.
rate. But I have had a couple where they've opened, and thankfully I was able to take care of the seller, the buyer rather, and say, I don't have that exact model, but I have this and this. Do you want it? And I just threw it in their next box to make it up to them because I didn't make the mistake, but it's I'm going to take care of them. Um, I don't mind it, but I have kind of stopped. I did a bunch of like research and streams of like, are the envelope shipping doing you any good from a repeat buyer, follower standpoint, right? The numbers, right? You look at the numbers and go, okay, I ran this as a giveaway. There's 50 people in it. I ran this and there's 12. Where is the
Mhm.
discrepancy, right? And as far as a tie to when you have free shipping versus reduced shipping, and do people make the purchase or not. So I've started to really get off of it, but if I'm running, like we ran two streams, one on Friday, one on Saturday. I did free Brick Love tiles in my Brick Love show, and then I did, I think, some Harry Potter tiles in that. So from time to time I do,
Mhm.
but for the most part I've kind of gone back to running other things. um, yes, it's convenient for the seller, but I don't think as a buyer it gives them everything that they're looking for.
Oh yeah, yeah. One thing I was just gonna ask, I just thought about it is,
Hmm.
have you ever purchased anything that oh man, I just had it and I lost it. I don't know why. But man, what was it? Have you or I'll just say this. Have you ever purchased anything that you've gotten that, let's say it was like a built set or something that has ended up you gotten it and it's like broken or like not how you had pictured it coming in.
Yeah, I've had it happen a couple of times where I've gotten a set that was 90 or 100% complete, right? And it comes in just bags or whatever, and there's been some missing pieces that I've had to like replace, and that's frustrating. I don't dog on anyone, but I will say the set that I got in was my lighthouse. Um, from on stream, it looked perfect, and it got here and it was missing a bunch of pieces, and it was wrong colors. On clearly they had subbed some things. Thankfully, as a part hoarder, as a city builder,
Mhm.
I had it was just one of those run downstairs, grab the part, run downstairs. Do I have that part? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
Oh yeah.
But it's more the frustration of I bought this thinking it was complete at a really good deal, and now I've had to spend time and energy fixing what should have not been there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I bought something that honestly I had no idea what I bought. My Wi-Fi was bad, but
Oh
and so like
no.
I couldn't even see the stream, but I just saw that it was like no one was bidding and it was for $1, and I was like, I was like driving, I was like riding home from like a lake trip or something. I was like, I'm just gonna bid. I got money to spend. Let me just bid on this. Let me see what it is. And I got
You
it, and
cheat
I
yourself.
still had like no idea where it came from, and it was like broken pieces. It was like all torn apart. And I still don't even know what it was, and I mean that's on me. I bought something that I had no idea what I was buying, but still, I had no idea.
Oh, that's a good one, Popek.
Let's see. Thoughts on competition from AI as they ramp up, for example, as soon as Maynard is gone. I mean, honestly, I don't know.
So I have some thoughts on it, and just because I've seen, a lot of the seller, there's a few sellers over there. Maynard, I think Eclipse is over there now. He's still doing co streaming on both platforms. And from a seller standpoint, the growth and the ability to spread your wings. And I've always been a fan of never put all your eggs in one basket, right? So that's to
Mhm.
me that's why I've added different legs. But I see eBay as good for some, bad for others, right? So what's
Oh
nice
yeah.
about Whatnot is you get the community and the vibe. And eBay, from my experiences, is not that. It's very much about we're going to sell the stuff and we're going to go away, and that's not what
Mhm.
Whatnot's about. And I think the people stay here on Whatnot, and some of the sellers that have stopped selling there, um, is because of there's no vibe. You can't just hang out. So if you've ever been to Lord Business Stream, for example, it could be 30
Mhm.
minutes where he sells something. Um, but that's the beauty of it. We're hanging out with Chris. We're having a good time. We're talking. We're vibing, and you don't get that feeling on eBay. It's very much about the next item, the next item, and the next item. It's more driven at the sale than it is about the sale on top of the community. So it's good for some and
Oh,
bad for others.
oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've checked. People always tell you if like anyone asks you how do you get inventory, a lot of people say, "Oh, go to eBay and check for lots and stuff." And I go to and then like me and my friends would go to eBay like almost like every other day, check eBay, and there would be like nothing there. Like it'd be or there would be stuff, but it'd either be way overpriced
Yep.
or it would all be, garbage that there's no point in buying. And then like you look
Agreed.
at people like Stud Stash who has like almost every other video is like, I bought this lot for $40. Let's see what I got. And I'm like, we're like, where are you getting this stuff from?
Mm-hmm.
Because we
Everywhere,
have no idea.
everywhere, and always is what I say. Um, when somebody asks what
Thank
inventory, I'm
you,
like,
Hammy. Sorry, go to. Thank you,
"No,
Hammy,
you're
for
fine.
the tip.
Hammy,
Thank
you're
you for that.
amazing. We love you, Hammy. I got to hang out with him at Brickworld a lot, and I miss him in his creepy bricks bag. He knows what I mean. But it comes down to you have to always be searching everywhere, right? And that's what I've always
Mhm.
said is search always and everywhere. Like my wife's upstairs trying to she's surfing every app, every place right now. She's sitting upstairs and she's surfing, trying to find more inventory, whether it's sets, whether it's parts. Um, whether it's anything, just trying to get the next thing that keeps us going a little further and get something new and new draw.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, it is. I've checked, a lot of different places. One thing that stuck, honestly, I feel like will stick with anyone that Andrew Indiana said last stream was that he said that instead of looking for like 10 hours on whatnot at the buy now to see, look at least 5 to 10 minutes every like other hour
Yeah.
and do that. And that's all, and that's how you're gonna be able to find stuff instead of looking for 10 hours scrolling on I was about to say scrolling on TikTok, but I mean scrolling
Yeah.
on whatnot to look at that. So
Yeah, and he's right, 100% right. And like we both work from home. We both still have day jobs. Hopefully someday, no, but we still, we still work full time. And I'll tell you, we'll get out of a meeting and we'll scroll for a few minutes. Sometimes that lot pops up out of nowhere, either it's local or whatever, and we snag it. Um, and that is much less frustrating than sitting there for hours going, all right, nothing, 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 nothing. Right? It works. He's 100% right.
oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it definitely. I mean, I've taken that and I've been, looking through different places. I just got back from. I've been doing much looking on whatnot for a couple days. I just got back this past weekend. I was at my granddad. He owns a little. He's a lot of people are like, "What?" when I say this, but he's a deer breeder. So he'll
Okay.
take deer. He uses genetics. He'll do that. And so over the past weekend, I was over there, helping him all weekend.
That's awesome.
So at the farm,
Getting
so
back to
I had, so I was not like doing a lot of stuff on whatnot. So that I meant to send you the list of questions earlier, but then or last night I was gonna send it to you, and then I forgot, and then this morning I was like, oh wait, I gotta make sure I get the message out and stuff.
as I
So
was as I was around the house today, I obviously had to work. But when I was in and out of meetings and printing and whatever, I was looking at it and just trying to I put it in my head and just kind of think about it for a while. Because some of them you kind of got to think about like that set. Which one is it? And it's probably the right now it's the freaking pirate ship.
oh yeah. I mean, yeah. When I decided to pick out these questions, I was like, I want to get some, easy, questions, but I want to get
Yeah,
some questions that really, get the personality or at least get, people to think.
yeah,
So that and
absolutely.
one thing I was just thinking about this. I don't know if you've been keeping up with the. I was going to say this. I don't know if you've been keeping up with the Reckless Ben update with the bricks and minifigs stuff.
No.
You have not. Okay, then I guess you have no idea what I'm talking about. But he just got, his like he got silenced and he
I
just got
saw something.
unsilenced. Yeah, it was a thing about that, today, and so I was looking at that. But yeah, this has been great. Unless anyone else has any more questions, then
Yeah.
I think I'm good. If you're good, go dude.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you doing this. This is a fantastic thing. It just proves that Whatnot isn't just about, selling. It's about the community. It's about building friendships. I tell you, Brick World was a blast. And I went 2 years ago, and it really was about just kind of hanging out and just being. And this year was completely different. We were displaying, because we were on the floor and all that, but still just
Uh,
seeing everybody in person and be like, oh my, it was like a giant whatnot family table at one point of just people that you love going to see, but you've never had a chance to meet in person, and now you meet them in person. It even changes how you interact and it brings you closer.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, I was at Brick World I was there on Saturday, which was like the most crowded day. So I missed
It
like
was.
I missed a whole bunch of people while I was there. But but the one thing that really surprised me was so M&R Productions about 2 years ago went to Atlanta Brick Con, and
Yeah,
there was
I'll be
like
there this year.
there was a little bit of like a line to see him sometimes, but it wasn't anything bad. It was like you could just walk up and he was just standing there, and you say hey,
Yeah.
get a picture, get a video, do all that, and that was it. But then at Brick World we go and it's like a full on like celebrity style. Like people are
Oh yeah.
here, and there's a guy here, and then way here. Like that was like surprised me the most. But I was like, well, I mean, I didn't know what to expect. Me and my dad went and we accidentally cut in line because we didn't know that there was a line, and so we like got behind it. They're like, "Hey, have you been waiting in line?" And we're like, "What line?" And then we turn around and there's like the whole line of people down the
Oh.
wall, and we're like, "Oh, there we go." And then we decided to go get lunch, and we came back, and then M&R, like I passed the line, no one, M&R was gone, he wasn't there. And then about probably like 10 minutes later, I come back and the line is straight down. And then M&R didn't show up for like 10 more minutes because he was
Oof.
doing something. So
Yeah. Yeah,
standing
it's
in line
hard.
for that long. Yeah, luckily I got to meet. I went to go buy some stuff and I met Stud Stash, and so I got a picture with him, talked to him a
Oh,
little
cool.
bit while I was
He's a good
waiting.
dude.
So yeah, at least
He's
I got to
amazing.
go do that a little bit. But yeah, he's a great guy.
But yeah, we're
But
blessed with some amazing people in the whatnot community and the Lego community from M&R all the way down. I mean, Jander, Sigs, um, all of them are great. You know.
oh yeah, definitely. And it is just the fact that when I ask people if they want to do interviews, I believe just about everyone, except like M&R or whatever, like just about everyone has said that they've been, open, let's do this. This will be awesome. And that really, stands out.
Yeah,
Public. I'm located in Alabama, and I know there's not a lot of people in Alabama. I think I know only like one more seller from Alabama,
I
and
was just in
so
Alabama on Sunday.
mm,
We went to
where were you in
Huntsville.
Alabama?
Huntsville.
I went to Huntsville.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
because
I'm not too far from Huntsville. I feel like I'm at least maybe an hour, so it's not too
we're,
far. Like I said, I was living like a couple. I was living like at least a couple hours away, and then I moved closer to like near the border area between Alabama and like Tennessee.
yeah. We're like I can be in Alabama in about 30-ish minutes from where
Oh
we're at.
wow.
And so it's an hour for me to get to Nashville, and it's an hour for me to get to Huntsville. And we often will go to Huntsville because obviously it's less taxes on purchases, and I like saving money and getting more for that. And usually it's just easier to get into Huntsville than it is to deal with the malls and things in Nashville if we're going to a Lego store or something. So
Oh
we
yeah.
often will just go to the one in Huntsville. And I usually go to the Huntsville Bricks and Minifigs because I really like the owner and he's a good dude. Um, but I haven't been in a couple months there. But yeah, we usually go every so often. If we need supplies or something, we'll go there. So yeah, I was just there
Oh
Sunday.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, if you end up wanting to go to Bricks Benefits, I bet it'll be a little bit of a drive. But if you go to the one in Vestavia, I know I've met the guy who owns it. I think they just went under new ownership,
They did.
or at least new management. And the guy that is running it is like great. That they redid the entire store. They got like a whole bunch of new inventory. It was
Oh wow.
like when I went
I'll
there,
check.
it was like because I was there like I think before Christmas, and then I didn't go for a couple months, and I just went like last month. And when I went there, it was all like entire. They redid the entire place. Like they moved different. They had like an entire area just for like Star Wars stuff, where there was not
Oh,
anything
wow.
like that there. It
That,
was they really redid the whole thing. And so that's what. So yeah, that's definitely if you're ever driving down that area, I'd
hmm.
always want to. I'd say go check that out. But
I've checked it out. We go to Florida a couple times a year, and when we come back, sometimes it ends up taking us up through Alabama, up through Montgomery and all that. So if it's not, and we're going to go to Atlanta BrickCon to display the Deadpool mock in February. I think that'll be
oh.
the last. I think that'll be the
Hey,
last one I have.
I'll be trying to go there, so I'll try to see.
Yeah,
I'll try to check y'all out over there.
yeah, definitely. We did Chicago with it, and then we're going to Marion, Illinois here next month. In just a few weeks, we are going to the Ultimate Brick Show to display,
Mm.
and then I figure we'll wrap this year up with Atlanta in 2027 in February. We'll take the Deadpool mock out, and then come Chicago, the new one I'm already working on for next year will be ready, and I'll take that to Chicago to start. So. But yeah, Atlanta BrickCon's on our list this year to go.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. That's always been. I've gone there. I guess the past 3 years,
Yep.
and it's always been just so much fun going there.
Yeah,
Doing it.
I was
I
talking.
always had a good time going there.
I was talking to Georgia Auctions.
Hmm.
I think it was Sunday before he flew out. He stopped by the table we had in Chicago, and I was telling him I'd like to come see him. And every time we end up coming back, we miss it or we get stuck in traffic, and it doesn't make sense to stop and see him. So that may be the only time I can go, to make it up to the store and just to see him again in person will be at BrickCon. So he was telling me how great it and how much it's grown. And it's starting to really almost become the next Chicago, which is great to see. To see conventions growing is great.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think. I guess for 2027, I think it's gonna be my first. I'm planning on it's gonna be my first year actually displaying at a convention, and so I'm
Yeah,
excited.
do
About
it.
that. So I've been working on. I've been working on some. I've been to like I went to one in Montgomery. I've been to a bunch of Atlanta ones. I just went to Brick World, and so I feel like once we go back to Atlanta, I'm planning on that's gonna be my first year, displaying. I'm gonna go do
Okay.
that just to have fun
Yeah,
and
and
see.
Papa just said we just got asked to work with Lego on an event in New York City. That's amazing. So
Oh yeah,
Papa's
that's
part of a log, and his log just got asked to work directly with Lego. And then, you meet so many. I will say this was my first year displaying at Chicago, and it's a completely different world when you start. You have obviously early access, all of that, but it's a completely different thing. It's great for you and your brand. It really, really, really is great. And growth and all of that. And it's just a lot of fun, and you connect with so many other AFOLs, so many other people. You get to really, really know them.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. All of these conventions are always a whole bunch of fun
I
going
do.
all over the place. But yeah,
Yeah,
I believe I think that might be it for this interview. Thank you again, GoDude, for doing
absolutely.
this. This was
Happy to.
uh this was a lot of fun, and
Yeah,
we'll have to do something like this again.
yeah.
And
And let's hook up at Atlanta. We'll hang out.
oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll message you when we get our
Yeah.
plans. But we're gonna go grade Lego Man. Great story. Make sure if you haven't followed him, make sure to give him a follow. But yeah, again, thank you for doing this, and we'll
Thank
do it
you.
again sometime soon.
Sounds great. Thank you so much for having me. Good night, guys.
See y'all.